Python basics. What is Python? As we all heard about it, it is a general purpose language and it is interpreted language and it is interactive language and moreover it is object oriented and high level programming language. It has been developed by Guido van Rossum, a scientist in 1980s and early 1990s at the National Research Institute of Mathematics and Computer Science. So, the Python source code is available under the GNU license, that is the General Public License. Okay. The language Python is named after the BBC show Monty Python's Flying Circus in that time. It is what we see when we install Python in our system or when we type Python in our computer. We get the page like this. It is an interpreted language. Its more importance is that it's an open source software language. That is the one of the latest version of Python 3.9 and also updated as 3.10 also. And when we can download any version which we need, it is better to download or install the version which is higher than 3. Free software. When we said about the Python, we have studied that open software. Okay. Then before that, the first movement started in such a way that free software movement. It is the free software movement which has been developed by Richard Stallman. He is an American-based scientist. He used this free software movement in such a way that the softwares can be used and studied and modified without any restriction freely. No payment or charges will be available for that, and the source code is made available to the recipient. That is a free software movement. In this there is a little bit different between the open source movement I will show. Or it is an alternative movement to free software movement. Okay, in this the between the both have the similar roots, that is right to use, right to study, right to share, right to modify, all are similar to that of free software. Okay, but the objectives and philosophies between the free software and open software are different. Okay, that is, the open software is a development methodology and free software is a social movement. Okay, that is the statement by Richard Stallman. What is a freeware? A freeware is a software that is distributed without demanding a fee for its usage. Okay, that is the developer will be having the ownership of this software, and the developer can change the future releases or update the future releases from free to paid or from paid to higher paid in such a way that okay. And the freeware is typically distributed without its source code. Source code is not distributed there. Okay, that is, once you think that if you are not paying for it, you are the product. If you are using the Facebook as a free software, there are many advertisement and many social softwares and can be displayed to you for selling and purchasing some items, etc. That are the products of the usage of free software as a Facebook. That's an example. Other ways are adware, which is the advertisement based, and malware, which is the uh, virus based, spyware, which act as a spy behind any software or applications, and shareware or trialware. That is, the first version will be free and will be updated as payment later. These are the different ways which we are going to familiar. Then what is Python and why Python we are going to study? We know we have to know that the Python will be having a variety of basic data types such as string, list, tuple, etc. Okay, it has a standard large library available with it, and it runs with Windows, macOS and Unix, etc. And a free software, of course, that is, it is free to download, free to modify and free to redistribute. Okay, and it let us to work more quickly and integrate our systems more effectively. Okay, that is why we study Python, And basically the physicists started to study the Python language before that computer science, because it is more applicable to solve numerical problems and such computational methods. That is IDLE. IDLE means Integrated Development Environment for Python. When we install Python once in Windows, it comes with a default editor and compiler called IDLE. That is, when we open the Python, it will be showing some icons such as idle Python. We go through that and we get a Python shell like this. That Python shell will be available with an interactive cursor. Okay, that is idle integrated development environment for Python. That is idle Python. When we getting started with the Python, we can start the Python in Linux and start the Python idle in Windows. $Python in Linux and start the Python idle in Windows. Normally we are going to use the Python in Windows. Mainly there are two modes of using Python interpreter, that is interactive mode of programming and script mode of programming. That is basically it has two modes, that is normal mode, that is interactive. That is in this normal mode we can find out the Python interpreter as a cursor which is named as command prompt, and we can go through the small interactions and calculations, numerical applications like that using this interactive mode, and hence it is known as calculator mode. If we need to file our program and save that program, it can be go through the script mode. Okay. Then these are the advantages of using Python. Okay. It is general purpose high level programming language. It is an open source software. It is more powerful with clear syntax, and the standard library is large and more comprehensive. And overall the debugging is easier compared to other languages. What is debugging? Finding out and solving the errors in that program. That is debugging. Strong support for integration with other languages and tools. We can integrate the Python language with other languages and tools. Okay. Then it has more advantages, and many of that advantages are shown here. It has a standard library, debugging is easier, strong support of integration, so it is known as an integrated language, and etc. Then what is command prompt? When we open with a Python shell, it will be available with a command prompt like this. Okay, that is, this command prompt will be showing as the interpreter is ready to interact. Okay, that is the command prompt. These three greater than symbols, that is a command prompt. Then what is assignment operator? Equals, if it is having a single equal sign, that is an assignment operator. Equal is assignment operator. A equal to 10 means the value 10 is assigned to the variable name A. That is, if we are assigned the empty sack with a 10 kilogram of rice, then the sack is currently having a 10 kilogram rice, and we can update it any time with the 20 or 30 or 100, etc. Okay, that is, we simply assigning that value, we can change or update that any time. Then what are Python variables? When we go through some problems or anything like that, etc., we need some variable names or some names to save that number or to represent that numerical value or string or any data type, etc. That is, the variables are some memory location which are used to store values, or names which are used to represent some values. Okay, that is, in this example, count is equal to 100, miles, count, name, etc. are the variable names. Okay, and in this, in the RHS, 100, 1000.0 and zone, these data types are the values which we are assigned to the variables count, miles, name respectively. Okay, so in such a way we can assign all the values and to the related variables in Python idle. Okay, that is, once more I'm going with the variable. That is, a program consists many data, functions, arrays, lists, etc. Each data must have a name. The names using for this purpose is called a variable or identifier. Example, if we are representing A equal to B plus C, in this A, B, C are variables, and the next example, percentage is represented as PER, mark, max mark, and all are represented as representing a variable. Okay. Then there are some rules for naming a variable. Okay, there are some keywords for Python such as print, if, and some looping instructions such as, okay, those keywords cannot be used as a variable name. Okay, first of all, you have to understand that keywords cannot be used as a variable name. Any alphanumeric character combination is permitted. A variable name must start with an alphabet. That is, we have first instruction represented that any alphanumeric character can be represented. Combination is permitted, but even though the variable name must start with an alphabet. Okay. No white space is allowed there, and also underscore is permitted, and the variable is case sensitive. That is, if we are defining that as uppercase or lowercase, it should be called later also by that case also. Okay, that is, Python itself is a case sensitive language, and variable name is also case sensitive. These are the rules for naming the variable. Okay, we can go through some examples. The valid variables are mark, mark1, mark underscore fee, roll number with underscore, etc. In the right side column, def, it's a keyword to define some functions in using in Python, so it cannot be used to name a variable. Okay, and the second case, one mark, as we have told before, any alphanumeric character combination can be used, but it should start with an alphabet. So here numeric value is used initially, so it is not valid. And mark underscore is valid, but minus sign is not valid. Roll number, there is given with a space, it should be filled with an underscore like before. No space, no white space is allowed to provide a variable name. Okay. So Python is case sensitive language, and commands and keywords should be always defined in lowercase. So print, such statements and keywords should be defined in lowercase. But when we define a variable, we can use uppercase and lowercase, but what is important that we have to call that variable in the case which we are defined before. Okay. Then what is interactive mode? When we start with idle, using idle is very similar to using a text editor in other languages. Okay, then it will be showing some print hello Python. We are giving such an instruction, that is a string which is defined in quotes, hello Python. Then we enter key, we get the result as hello Python. That is, the what we are given in between the quotes inside a print statement, that will be identified as string, and it will be provided as output. Okay. Python can be simply used as a calculator. Okay. When we need to save our program and it have a number of lines to be used as a program, script mode programming is referred. Or otherwise, if we had to solve a simple individual lines of programming, we had to use the interactive mode. Script mode programming. In script mode programming, you have to start with idle, and in that Python shell there will be an option in the upper line that is file, and select the file and select a new window from that, and control N or open the new window. We get the new window, which can be used as a script mode or file mode. That will be an untitled, and we can name it in what we require. One thing to remember is that in Python language, we are doing that script mode in that Python language. It will be saving as .py. We can access anywhere as a Python file. Okay. So before running that program, we had to save our file. Now we can run that file. After saving that, we can use the key Control S to save that file as a shortcut, and F6 to run that file or run that program. Okay, that is the script mode or file mode. And this is the Python as a calculator. When we use the Python as a calculator, we are using with the interactive mode. There will be command prompt will be available to us. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and complex number subtractions and applications. All type of mathematical interactions can be done with the Python interactive mode. and it may be single line or just assigning the previous statements. It cannot be saved for the future reference. That is the disadvantage of interacting mode. Okay. So when we go, there is no importance to provide the print statement in the Python language, Python interactive mode. Okay, when we simply add two numbers, we get the result with the enter statement, and when the answer is displaying, there will be no command prompt, and it will be displayed with the command prompt in the next line to represent that the interpreter is ready to interact for further applications. Okay. So, in such a way, like these examples, we can do all the basic mathematical applications, calculations, and operations like this. That is, the division can be performed in different ways. That is, this is the symbol division is first one, and the second division is floor division, which gives the integral part of the quotient only. And the third one is modular division, which represent with the percentage sign, that will provide the remainder of that division. Okay. Then we can do more examples. That is, in such a way, we can do the Python as a calculator using the interactive mode, and the command prompt is representing as an interactor between the doer and the Python. And as more assignments can be done by a single statement like this: x equal to y equal to z equal to 0, etc. And we can call that, if we call x separately, it will be, the result will be 0, y separately, the result will be 0, etc. These are more example to using Python as a calculator for the complex numbers. Okay. That is, if you are representing a complex number, the x representation is real and imaginary representation will be y. In such a way, we can perform different in all this video, we have studied about what Python and why Python is, and what are the advantages of Python, what are the different modes of Python, that is interactive mode, script mode, and what is a variable, what is assignment operator, and the case sensitivity of the Python language. Hope you have gone through that topics very well. Thank you.